and welcome to GeekGirlCon on this lovely Tuesday. We will be showing and hosting different projects. I say hosting because Christina is going to be making resin coasters. We're all going to be making some fun summer drinks. And if you guys have any questions or comments, just chat along the way because we'd love to hear for you. So let's introduce all the wonderful humans I get to be with tonight. Let's go with, I forgot who you said was first. Who wants to go first? Jannae.
Okay, I'll go first. Hello, I'm Jannae. Pronouns she, her. I am part of the Twitch team here with GeekGirlCon. My hair is half up, half down. I'm wearing glasses, and I'm wearing a white shirt that says Drink Around the World Tour, because that's kind of what we're doing today.
Nice.
And then I will pass it off to Christina.
I am Christina. I pronouns she or they or whatever. I've got a big old hat on right now, a little summery look going, and hair part way down over the shoulder. I think that's the things. Emerald.
That's me. Hello, I am Emerald, pronouns she, her, and I'm on the social team for GeekGirlCon. I am in the great outdoors with my black headphones and my green dress with flowers on it. And I have glasses. Take it away, Torrey.
Hi, everyone. I'm Torrey. I am the DIY Science Zone assistant for GeekGirlCon, so I get to blow stuff. I do not get to blow stuff up for the zone, but I do get to do fun science activities. I am currently dressed as Mockingbird from the Chelsea Kane comics run. So I have long wavy blonde hair and a bright pink t-shirt that reads, "Ask me about my feminist agenda." So, yeah, cheers. And then Jen, take us home.
Sorry. I'm JFun, and I am dressed in a light green apron and a dark green shirt. I am trying to look like a hobbit. That goes with the beverage I'm making tonight. I have a pixie cut with short turquoise hair and glasses on. I'm not wearing all black anymore. So hey, there's always that for me. So who should we have a good question that's open. And Jannae, what kind of slushy? What's your favorite?
Oh, favorite Slurpee flavor.
We have our icebreaker. Favorite.
Since yesterday was 7-Eleven.
Okay.
National Slurpee Day. Slushy Day?
Did we say that that the Sonic drinks count or no?
Yes.
I say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Icy, Slurpee, slushy, your favorite icy sugar drink.
Mm-hmm.
Alcoholic or non. So, you know. All right. Well, let's go the same order that we introed. Jannae.
I liked mixing red and blue, which I think was cherry and blue raspberry. I'm not sure where blue raspberry comes in. Like, why is it a blue raspberry? I don't know. There's no
like
naturally occurring
but
blue raspberries.
It's nothing natural.
It was very good. That was my favorite.
Nice.
Christina.
I also like mysterious vague blue raspberry flavor. That's the one I'm gonna go with. You know, it's just I was gonna say blue flavor, but you reminded me it's blue raspberry. So yeah, that one I go for that.
Blue flavor. I like to mix the red and blue also, but I had like a layering system, you know, so it's like some red and then some blue and then some red and then some blue. And I did also like the Coca-Cola one, Sir Metzer, because I wasn't really allowed to drink soda pop, so it was always like a good excuse to be like, like I didn't like Coke, but if I had the option to have the Coca-Cola slushy, I could go for that too.
I always wanted the Coke ones to like pop, though. You know what I mean? Like have that little bit of carbonation. That's just how I feel about all Coke flavored things, though. Sorry, Tori, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I suddenly realized I can change my mind to a better one, which is the Costco frozen lemonades. I don't know if they still do them anymore, but like they were it was $1 for like this much because it was like giant cups, and it was just incredibly refreshing and like sweet, but not too sweet. Like it was much more about the lemon kind of flavor, and they were just amazing. And I don't think they still have them, and that makes me sad. I don't have a Costco membership anymore, so I don't actually know. But yeah, citrus
Whoever
is
goes
my
to
jam.
Costco next needs to report back.
Yeah.
We've got the vote from Sir Matzer on Coca-Cola Slurpee and Shield of Apollo on pineapple slushy. Pineapple. That seems like it would go well with that. I don't think I've tried it though.
I don't think I've had pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did Coke and the cherry flavor, and then Coke, and then cherry flavor, and Coke again. Like I was pretty bland. But in Sonic, for some reason, I really love the coconut breeze. Or was it ocean water? No, it's called ocean water. And it's like a coconut drink. It's so good. I don't know what else is in it, but there's a blue beverage in there too. Probably blue raspberry of some sort.
Raspberry.
Yeah, it's the official unknown blue drink in all of our childhood.
Yeah.
But when I was a little kid, for a while, they had Flimers, and it was bright green, and it was at 7-Eleven. Yeah, it was at 7-Eleven, and it was so good because it was basically the high C Flimer, but it was green. It was so good. But I remember that. So that would have had it. Y'all are all so quiet.
I'm just assuming it's a Ghostbusters tie-in, and I'm always down for Ghostbusters tie-in.
Yes,
so
it
yeah.
was. Yeah, I don't know why Slimer. Oh, I guess because Ghostbusters was like in the 90s. I grew up in the 90s, but it was really big. And so there was a lot of stuff from Ghostbusters on, but I remember that drink. And Jannae, your face was like, what?
Yeah, I don't remember this, but I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, that was like the great thing. I loved all that little Ghostbuster stuff. Do you remember the Ghostbuster cartoon?
A little bit.
I didn't watch. I know it existed, but I'd never watched any.
I think I knew some trivia for our 90s night.
Hey, there you go.
All right. So
Thinking ahead.
Christina, tell us a little bit about what you're going to create.
Okay, yeah. So I already made some coasters. Basically, I pretty much like this time I didn't have a lot of time, and I knew like live streaming making the coasters is like really challenging because there's a lot of going on and your hands get sticky and everything is. So I kind of opted out on that. So basically, I was just gonna kind of like point everybody at the link to the resin runestones video, because that's where I went through a lot of the actual like more detailed process of just doing resin in general and all the tips about what you can do. So being a little lazy and phoning it in that regard, I just need to go grab the link and then pop it over there. Or maybe somebody can grab it. I'll grab it in a minute. But yeah, so I was just gonna kind of go over it and then show what I ended up with at the end, because like I had some pictures of the process, but it's pretty much exactly identical to the previous one. So I decided to go with kind of like a Earth, planet, summer, ocean theme. It's kind of all of those things. I was originally going to do like a very specific thing, but it ended up what it ended up. So
I like all of those things. So
yeah,
Those are all very appropriate.
Yeah. So I was basically just going to kind of talk about like show the ones that I had and then kind of talk about like what I did to get there. Although honestly, like some mistakes were made, so bear with me on that, and I will tell you what could be done to correct them.
Excellent learning process, teaching moment.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you like what the backs look like first, because those are always interesting to see, especially because they look nothing like the front, and sometimes the backs look cooler than the front does in the end. But
yeah,
we'll see what we think. So I'm going to do the beauty blogger thing, kind of put hands behind things because of my background.
Ooh.
So this is kind of the background, or the back of like the first one is. Let me see if I can get it. Right.
Oceany.
Yeah. So
I love the sparkles.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you to Prime, because she gave me lots of glitter to work with, and like the molds are also hers. So like I owe her a great deal for having given me awesome things to work with, because it definitely awakened the creative. I definitely recommend, if you do this, have so many glitters and colors available so you can just do whatever. Just get extra. So if I demold, you can pop it out of there, and then what ended up happening with this one is kind of let's see if we can get it to. It's kind of planety. I'm not sure I'm liking the
like
ring
a
light.
shade.
so I was trying to get like glittery beach kind of going on, and basically I used like what I did with all of these that I'll try to show if I can is I did I poured one layer that had the white. It was supposed to be a little bit more solid and a little less cloudy, but the clouds worked out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It does. It looks
and,
like a spacey gas ocean. Like it's
right. Yeah. I was like,
Or
you
like
know what?
a
That's actually
foamy
okay.
surf. Right?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. Like I was like, yeah, that kind of works still. Like it's kind of got a planet thing going. So,
No,
hmm?
oh, I think that one definitely looks like it reads beach and ocean to me. Definitely, I love it.
Awesome.
So
yes. Yeah, what you can do is like and what I tried to do but kind of because I was in a rush I didn't nail it so well is that you can put in the white alcohol ink or whatever your dye is into the first resin layer, and you can basically just kind of blow it with a hairdryer or a heat gun to kind of create like a ripple effect. You can also do like you can add silicone oil, silicone lubricant oil, and it will create the cell shading effect or cell effect. So that it breaks up into lots of little cells, and then that can kind of create what looks like an ocean foam. So you would pour clear resin, you would put a bit of white in, and then you can put that the drops in and blue on the other side if you want. But I was waiting for after I did a clear layer, and then you just kind of like they just kind of create like a foam, like an ocean foam. So if you do it right and don't hurry, then that's what you'll end up with.
That's pretty popular on like those big resin table TikTok shows, like little things I see with like the ocean.
Yeah, with like the cell effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool looking. Yeah.
Like the biggest tip I can provide other than just like going and watching the tutorial of the previous video is basically patience, because that is the thing I have the hardest time with. Like, let it thicken a little bit before you do the drops, because then it won't just try to just dissipate. It'll hold its form a little more. So if you do this kind of thing, like, give it time. Patience. I'll go ahead and go through the other couple. I did one that is more oceany. This is the back, if I can get it. Let's see.
Oh, wow.
You can see it super cool.
Clear, which of course I realize now you can't really see clearness with this background, but lots of glitter. And then what you can do, I didn't bring it over here, but you can put a coaster background behind it. This is after it was done. Is
that pink or is that clear? Oh no, that's your hand, so it's clear.
I think my hand is adding a little bit of but
nice.
you can add like pink for highlights, which I had intended to do, but
it
you
looks
can put
really cool.
I like it as clear too, though. That's neat.
Yeah,
no, it looks really cool with the clear. Like that's just awesome. I just didn't realize it was your hand, and I was gonna be like, oh, that's a good shade of pink. And then I was like, wait a minute,
I mean, pretty much, it's giving you an example. You can actually put like cork, a cork thing on the bottom to like and that'll look kind of like a beach or a land or something behind it if you want it, or you can just do like that and have it, just be clear like it is here.
Yeah, I like it clear because then it can like pick up whatever you put it on.
Yeah, I like that too because it looks pretty cool. Like you move it on top of different surfaces and it looks cool.
Really clear. Like there's no bubbles or anything. I'm so jealous. You do so well with your pores. Like,
thank you. Yay! Yeah, like I was surprised too, actually, because lately I do get a lot of bubbles, so I think I got lucky, and maybe it was the resin that Prime used. I will.
Let me know.
Maybe able to add to chat what it was if she knows it off the top of her head, or otherwise I can like go grab it in a minute and like tell you what it is or something. But yeah, then there's just one last one, and I'll show that, and then I'll like give a couple quick tips, and then we'll move on. So back of this one, let's see, we got like, so another, I was really trying for beach and water. I really was.
You nailed it.
Yay, thanks. Yeah. And let's see if we can get it. So front. This one I think turned out pretty cool because it really does look like cloud effects and stuff.
It looks like a really big planet, but not
ocean foam.
Yeah. With like,
I love that.
It's so cool.
Yay! Thanks.
You should do like a whole planet series.
A planet? I think planets would be really good if you do this like cloudy effect.
Yeah, because those like they look like oceans, like on the when you look at a planet far away and how the oceans always look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have your whole planet set of coasters.
Yes.
I think you could
Yeah.
also make like the galaxy photo that was it the James
Ooh.
Webb
Yeah,
telescope
the
was picked
color
out to me?
one.
I want to do some galaxy
Yeah.
ones really bad. Like, yeah, I think galaxy
Me
would be
too.
cool.
That'd be so pretty. I
Can
love
you
those colors.
like? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you put sand in resin and then cover it with resin? Like, does that work, or does it make the sand all weird? Or do you think it
You
would
can
work?
you can mix sand into resin. Yeah, I thought about doing that. It will probably create bubbles. That would definitely create
Yeah.
more bubbles. You would want to pre-mix it into its own clear resin, and then you pour it in separately, and that probably would prevent most of the bubbles. Yeah, so you definitely could do that with like
So
clay
you probably
sand or
could
just
put
sand you find.
sand first and then pour the resin, or would you just? Sorry, I'm
Uh,
asking you because you're like,
no,
I look
totally.
up to you as the resin
Oh,
queen.
thank you.
Oh me.
I was like, oh, I wish these had turned out a little bit more pro, but I'm glad they turned out okay.
They turned out
Yeah,
great.
like I think you would just pre-mix them both, and then kind of you can pour them in. If you want, you can let the clear that's already in like solidify a little bit. A lot of times, usually that's the answer to making things look good is just let the first bit that you put in get a little bit solid, and then pour in more, and it won't spread as far, and it will be more predictable in its behavior, which is like the biggest thing. Yeah, so I like yeah, you could definitely like pre-mix it and then pour them in at the same time together, for sure. Yeah,
Could
I
you
know this
use the
isn't as much of a
same
tutorial,
method?
but oh no, that's okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering if you would use like the same method if you had like little seashells or something too.
Yeah, like the best way when you have inclusions into resin, like the best way to go with that is definitely like if you can pre-resin them, that's usually good for, if you can get the resin on them first and then get them in, put them in. And of course, if you're going to put them in and you want them to be in the front, be careful to put clear resin down first and let that solidify a little bit so that they don't just sink to the bottom and like break through. And
Oh.
so that can be really useful, helpful. Same thing with glitter. Like you want to be careful because the glitter will all fall to the
Yeah,
bottom.
glitter
So
was hard.
yeah.
I used to really fine glitter and it made a difference, but yeah, I'm still learning with them. Like, you have no bubbles. That's just like amazing.
I honestly feeling like it really is like the brand that Prime used. Like I think I might have to buy whatever this was for
Yeah,
myself.
let me know,
Anyway,
dude. Let
I will.
me
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna say when we go to like I'll get it when Tori's video is playing. I'll go grab it and let you know, and then because we're gonna be off screen, so I can run away for a second. But yeah, like I'll get the link and pop it in chat for like the first video because that really is like all the steps of like how you do resin. The only difference is the mold. So if anybody in chat wants to do it, I'm sorry I phoned it in a little on this one. I figured we had a lot of content to go through. So
That was an awesome show and tell. So.
yay! Thank
It's
you.
amazing.
Now I'm gonna kick back with my drink and
Yeah,
here we go. Yeah, and then listen
drink it
to
up.
and watch.
Speaking of drinks, who wants to go first?
Torrey?
Tori
I'm
does.
pretty sure I'm keyed up to go next. Let me give a quick intro before we do this. So, what I've got is a pre-recorded video for a ginger citrus refresher. And as I said, I help run the Science Zone. It's something I actually recorded for my Chemistry 121 introductory chemistry students, so that they could actually follow along and do measurements. So I cut out a lot of the stuff where I talked about like significant figures and types of glassware, but it was recorded for a slightly different audience than this one. And there is still a little bit of like, here's how to measure in there, because like I thought a little bit of science was worth leaving in there.
Yeah, it's a good amount of science.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love
Exactly.
science.
So that's that. You can go ahead and roll it.
As I take the opportunity to make a nice, refreshing mixed beverage. Non-alcoholic, of course, because you shouldn't have to drink alcohol to have fun with mixed drinks and fancy garnishes. All right, this is a recipe that I found off the internet. I have not tried it before, so it might be terrible, but we're gonna find out. The first thing it calls for is 30 milliliters of maple syrup. When you measure a volume, when you measure using a graduated device, you want to measure it sort of right on your eye level. So what I'm doing here is I have lifted up, there we go, so that I'm holding this at or close to my eye level. You can also choose to get down on its level, depending on what's easier in terms of holding things up and trying to look at and measure them, or bending over. Whatever's easiest and most accessible for you. I read this closer to about 30.3. Now, because we are doing science, I am writing this down in my lab notebook. So my instructions say, carefully pour in all of the ingredients. I have pre-sugared the rim of my glass with a little cinnamon sugar, which I didn't do on camera, mostly because it doesn't involve any measurements. Maple syrup, in we go. My next ingredient is a 1/4 cup of orange juice, which is 60 milliliters. This stops at 50 ml, so we're going to go ahead and come over here and measure out 60 milliliters of orange juice. This is where I like to get down on its level. It's a little easier to do that. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's right at that 1/4 cup line. 60 milliliters orange juice. In this case, I don't want to disturb that fancy cinnamon sugar rim, so I'm pouring it into the glass carefully so as not to disrupt it. 45 milliliters of simple syrup. Simple syrup is a mixture of sugar and water that you've cooked together to get more sugar to dissolve in the water than is normally possible. So some sugar dissolves in water, right? You can add sugar to your tea or coffee for quite a while. But to get a really, really concentrated sugar solution, you mix them and you heat it up. And as you heat it up, you can get sort of more of them to dissolve. You get a very high concentration sugar syrup. So that's what I have here. This I made a little while back. It's actually a ginger rosemary flavored simple syrup. Because this drink is going to have ginger in it, I figured the ginger rosemary was a nice sort of additional touch here. All right, so 45 milliliters. There's no pour spout on this, so I'm just going to have to be careful. And that looks like it's just under 44.8 milliliter ginger rosemary simple syrup. In we go. So in this case, a 1/4 teaspoon of orange bitters here. That seems like a lot, but they're also making a fairly large volume of drink. So this calls for freshly squeezed lime juice, but I do not have that, so we're just going to use bottled lime juice. Again, I'm going to make a note that I changed the ingredients a little bit. It's not too different. Honestly, bottled lime juice works pretty well. 22 milliliters. Probably I would just squeeze half a lime if I were doing this fresh, but here we are. There we go. Just under. That reads to me as 21.7 milliliters of lime juice. The recipe says to pour in all of the ingredients except the last one, which we're about to add. So all of the ingredients we have so far. Stir. So I have a stirring tool, like so. And then top off with 118 milliliters of ginger beer. Ginger beer is completely non-alcoholic. It's just a stronger flavor than ginger ale, more ginger, less sugar. So we got that. And it says 118 milliliters or half a cup. So now top off with ginger beer. Gently stir, gently, which I presume is to make sure you don't froth the carbonation up too much. It says garnished with a lime slice. Again, if I had limes, I would have already been using them, and I don't. And an ice cube. So we'll just toss a couple ordinary water ice cubes in here. We have taken our measurements. Oh, I forgot to write down the ginger beer. So I have a lab notebook here that conveys all of my measurements to the correct number of significant figures based on what the procedure, the recipe has. And now I have what is hopefully a refreshing ginger citrus drink. So, cheers. Oh, that's very good. Yeah, the cinnamon sugar rim adds a nice touch, but that's got a really good mix of flavors to it. The ginger, the bitters are actually really good. I will very happily drink the rest of this, so have fun.
So, science.
Delicious.
I really like that recipe. It's what if you wanted to spike it, and it's great as it is. If you wanted to spike it, I would say like a little bit of rum would be really good in that. And Emerald, did you mixed one? How's yours doing for you?
It's very good. I think next time I would make it, I would put a little less maple syrup in it, but that's just me. But it is very good. Yeah.
Right? The maple syrup is an unusual choice, but I like it. Like, it's
Yeah.
definitely a little weird, but for me, it's in a good way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I
And I
did
think
not.
you're right that the sugar on the edge too really kind of elevates it flavor-wise.
It really does.
And
Yeah, I did not.
aesthetically.
I thought about mixing one today, but I did not. Decided I did not have the time or wherewithal, and also I'm long out of that syrup. So I'm just drinking Pilsner with a Black Raven, which I am always a sucker for good Corvid themed stuff. So I figured that would be good. But
Heck
it's
yeah.
more refreshing in the fancy tropical glass. This is also science. The glass makes it more refreshing.
Yeah, that's true. That's nice.
I do have
Yeah.
an umbrella too, so I can be even more authentic, maybe.
I am
There you
really
go.
envious of everyone's tiny umbrellas right at the second. I'm like, I need to buy some tiny umbrellas to have around for
I hope
drinking.
we all have tiny umbrellas.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh
I
my
would drink this
gosh.
for real. Oh.
Wait, can you make tiny umbrellas? Because if we can, we should make a craft.
There's
sometime.
there's an origami tiny umbrella.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
crossover with Julie. Bring
Wait,
Julie back. Help us make origami
Yeah.
umbrellas.
That would be amazing.
Torrey, how often do you use beakers when you are baking or cooking?
When they're not for a video for students.
Yeah.
So mostly, honestly, I use the graduated cylinders to mix drinks because the drinks tend to be measured in, they'll say ounces and milliliters. And so then I can get a really nice milliliter. One of my other, it's not really a summer refreshing drink, so I didn't bring it. One of my other favorite drinks, I always measure, with those, it's a Kahlua whiskey, cinnamon liqueur, triple sec, and prickly pear syrup,
Oh my gosh.
and bitters. It's to die for. But yeah, so mostly I use them in the bar rather than in the kitchen. Just because most of my kitchen recipes I'm using teaspoons, because they're already, they're all written that way and I'd have to convert. And the teaspoon measurements say milliliters on them anyway, like it says 1 teaspoon 5 mils, so it's the same units either way, or the same volume measurement either way. Yeah, but no, I use my science degree in the kitchen all the time. It's great.
And the instruments.
Cooking is science, and so is baking.
Nope.
And you can sometimes get away with blowing things up when you're cooking. So
very true. Very true. We did deep fried chicken in the backyard over the 4-day weekend recently, and that was pretty great. Like, we had the whole big we were going to deep fry a turkey, but you can't find turkey in the middle of summer, it turns out. So we had to do chicken instead, but it was still pretty great.
I never thought about that, not finding turkey in the middle of summer. Wow.
We looked so hard and just nowhere had whole turkeys. So next year, I'm going to buy them in November and stick them in the deep freeze, and then in July, thaw them out and call it good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird that it's like a seasonal item, but it's not. Turkeys exist all the time. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern.
They want to create scarcity. They want you to feel like, oh no, this is the only time I can get them.
Yeah. Special occasion.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like hibernating in the summer and wake up in the winter and fall. Who knows? It's their time of rest for the next couple of months.
Oh no, you're all giving Do the Jump some ideas. He's like, do you still want to bring some thermite camping sometime to cook over?
Well,
No
I'm
thermite.
gonna do deep fry a turkey.
I'm gonna not
everything.
recommend cooking over thermite. I'm gonna not recommend it. There's a who was it? I think it was Alan Pan. There's some YouTubers who sort of are all chaos Muppets together and cross over a lot. And I think it was Alan Pan who tried to cook with thermite, and the turkey was simultaneously raw and burnt.
Ooh.
Magic.
Yeah,
was
magic.
like-
Yeah, science.
A tiny sliver that was barely edible, and the rest of it was again either like charred black or completely raw. So I don't recommend it. Not unless you want to eat your food.
Though.
Yeah.
Not if you want to eat your food.
No,
Oh no.
it was very impressive.
Like that is two very different degrees.
Yeah.
Oh man, that reminds me of the Christmas
thank you.
Vacation turkey. Have you guys seen that movie? It has it's like an old one, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh.
And they cut into the turkey, and it's like all dried on the inside and disintegrated, and the smoke comes out, and the side is all burnt. I mean, it looks delicious on the outside, and the inside they cut it open, and it goes.
No.
That's an accomplishment.
Mm.
So, next one, I was gonna see if you guys mind if I go next since I have ice.
Oh yeah, do it.
No,
You have perishableness.
So I, for the fun patio, decided to do Gandalf. It's called Gandalf the White Margarita, and it have to add the margarita on the bottom. Okay, so it involves triple sec or no triple sec. I had a mocktail version. It was delicious. And if you add cherries into it, you can make a cherry limeade Gandalf the White in battle non-margarita. It could happen.
It's like a slushy.
Slushy. Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Post-battle, post-war Gandalf. And then you whatever tequila you want. And as long as it's the white tequila. And then I used my Vitamix. It's amazing. And you're going to get limeade. You can get the limeade frozen drinks in the frozen section of the grocery store. They're next to the ones with the already pre-made smoothies. They're like 79 cents. It was amazing. So I bought the limeade versions of that, and then you do not need to add anything else. You just put in the frozen yums, and then you add 12 ounces of tequila if you want to do the tequila. If not, this is where you can add 12 ounces of juice or anything you want to mix in. That'll be good. And then 4 ounces of triple sec, and you put it all in the little thing. And then for the Vitamix, you just let it do its thing. And then it's done. And you have
Fast.
Wow, that's so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like you can't. That's why I picked it, guys. Not only is it my second nature to make margaritas because I'm originally from Texas, but also it was so easy, guys. And then you drink it. So obviously you can drink it. The only problem I have with the pre-made limeade stuff is you might want to do a taste test on how much alcohol, if you choose to go that route, you would like to put into it. Because if you put too little, it does taste like you're biting into a lime. So there's that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tart.
It's
That
like
was
some people are here for that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
if you love tart, that's cool. I do not love tart, and it was a hard lesson. Like I'm still trying to like get it off my teeth. But yes. And then you pour it into your favorite mug and cheers everybody. That's the white Gandalf margarita.
Yay! Cheers.
Now,
Yeah.
Jen,
That
do
sounds
you need to
lovely.
be a wizard to drink that?
Do you need to be well, I'm a witch.
Yeah, okay. Do you need, but
So I
can
mean
non-wizards?
no, they can't.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, shoot.
What if I'm watching Lord of the Rings or reading at the
Oh
same time?
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
acceptable? Okay.
Yep, you can. Watching, reading. But you're kind of like a green wizard with your guardian. You're like Radagast the Brown. So you
I
could
appreciate
do
that.
it. You could do
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
What about
And Jannae can drink
what about
it because well she's Jannae. And Christina can drink it because she's resin. But
Good
Torrey,
reason.
I mean, can dress as Gandalf, so that counts. But no,
I was gonna say,
well, yes.
what about Elven Queens?
Yeah.
Does that count? Okay.
It's in universe.
Yeah.
It makes sense, right? Like,
Mhm.
why not?
Universe. There we go.
And I'm definitely not drinking anything that isn't white in that gown because it is
Oh,
3 layers of silk chiffon and like hand beaded silk and like it's
yeah.
not white. I'm not touching it.
It was just
So
a
this is the
black layer of the
perfect drink
gown.
then for Galadriel.
I would.
Excellent.
Oh, that gown just. I would be scared to move in the gown. Like,
A little bit.
but yes, that's my drink, and super simple. Did anyone try to make it, or are you guys just watching?
Just watching.
Okay.
Have a Vitamix.
Yeah, I don't have a Vitamix.
You know where I got mine for free off of Buy Nothing. Because
Buy Nothing is great.
yeah,
Nice.
I got the Vitamix with different containers because I can't buy Vitamix. But Buy Nothing can, and they give them out a lot in my neighborhood. There's a lot of Vitamixes going up. So that's how I got it.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Right? Really, guys, I
But
cannot promote Buy Nothing more than I've gotten so many amazing things, and it doesn't go into landfills.
Yeah.
Goes
And
into
there's
your-
things you only need like once or, and then you're like, oh, I'm done with this.
Can you guys see
I
my
also love
bookshelf?
it. Hmm?
Bookshelf, Buy Nothing. Shelves, Buy Nothing.
I feel like almost all the furniture in my bedroom is from Buy Nothing.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. We just got a
Yeah.
dining room table, 6 chairs.
Wow.
We
From
almost got a
Buy
double recliner, leather,
Mm.
all leather double recliner.
Oh
But
my
then we were like,
gosh.
want to move that. And plus, I don't have a truck, and so we would have to like try to fit into a Honda Fit, and that's not going to work.
I put like when I
Honda Fits,
do
though.
We have fit a huge couch in our Honda Fit. So like
Yeah,
we fit
they're surprisingly roomy.
yeah. They are a TARDIS. They are bigger on the inside.
They are like, yes, yeah.
But I know what you mean though. There is a certain
Yeah.
size limit even with that.
Like I could fit one in, and then Alex could drive off, and then he would have to carry it upstairs by himself, I guess. Or
Ooh.
there would have been so many things we would have had to work out.
Fair.
Was it worth it at the time? Probably not. Yeah, no, I love Buy Nothing, and so you guys should always look
It's
at the
good.
And
When I
they're
grow
good for
when I grow too many plants, I give them away on Buy Nothing. I'm like, come take my plants. Ah.
I've gotten a lot of plants from Buy Nothing. Although those plants, yeah.
But anyway,
See the randomness of fun.
you know what else might have plants in it? A drink.
A drink will have plants.
Oh, yes. Perfect segue.
Thank you very
Nice.
much.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm gonna be making a blackberry thyme mocktail. So there's the plant, the thyme. So, it calls for a simple syrup made with blackberries and a little bit of sugar, water, and a sprig of thyme. So I made that beforehand. It turned like this, this nice color, deep
Here's mine.
purple color. Yeah, super
Although mine was
pretty.
blueberries, so but
Still a great color.
yeah,
Also,
gorgeous.
blueberry and thyme, great combination. So I made that beforehand, and then so it's also very simple. And so all we do is you pour a little bit, like a tablespoon or two, depending on how sweet you want your drink. You pour it into your glass, and then we add some ice that I put in my little, I don't know, what is this called again? Tumbler. And then,
Right.
it calls for club soda, but I prefer, I always call it spicy water because a friend's child calls it spicy water, but it's sparkling water.
I want to call it
and
spicy water from now on.
Right? I think
Yeah.
I borrowed that from Jannae a couple of times after hearing that.
Like, that sounds
Oh my
great.
gosh,
It's catching
that's
on.
hilarious. Yeah. Okay. So I just have some lemon sparkling water, and then you just pour it in, and then we add a little bit of garnishes. I have some blackberries that I will just add to the bottom or the top, and then, oops, a sprig of thyme. Then we can stir it all up. There. And then that's it.
It's
So
it.
pretty.
It is really pretty.
So pretty. That's like the new baby shower drink. Like that looks so good and refreshing.
Oh, it is quite tasty. I recommend. Very refreshing. Ooh. Yeah, this is good.
These beverages at her display now. Like that's the kind of life I want to live. I'm much more of a beverage person than like I like food, don't get me wrong, but if I had a choice on a hot day, it would be a beverage over food.
Oh yeah, so refreshing. And then since blackberries just grow so like wild around the Seattle area, just forage for some blackberries in your backyard. Perfect.
Oh, I love blackberry season. I really do. Oh, I make a lot of milkshakes, blackberry shakes out of the blackberries are in here.
One of my great sadnesses, so I live right off the interurban trail, and close enough to walk to, a couple different stores. And they used to have these blackberries that were growing right up alongside the side of the trail. So in like August, you could just walk to your shopping and just sit there and you're just like eating as you go. Just pick them
Oh my
and just keep
gosh.
eating them as you're walking. It was great. And then in their infinite wisdom, the city of Seattle was like, look, these are starting to make it unsafe because they were so close up to the trail that when the trail went around a curve, you couldn't see past the curve. And so they cut them down as a hazard. They just, salt and burned, and not literally burned, but like they just took all of the berries out. And I was like, well, it is safer to bike now, and I'm not at risk of like losing some flesh as I cruise by, but I do miss going for a walk and just eating snack because they'd be sun warmed. You just pull them and just right, they crawl off. Oh, so good.
I love me a sun warmed berry.
Mm-hmm. They were amazing.
Yes.
For some reason,
just that like little bit of energy.
There's wild strawberries in the neighborhood where I work, and they're so cute.
What?
And they're like little tiny ones. You can tell that someone might have planted it there and they just let it go, and then it went all over. But they're adorable. And we'll sometimes walk with the toddler and pick them up and be like, "Yummy!" It's so cute.
Do the wild ones? I haven't really spotted the wild ones. Do the wild ones look very different from like the kind you would like cultivated ones?
They're not as big as, but like I actually had to do a plant scan because I was like, well, maybe these aren't really wild berries. Maybe there's something else, and I think they're wild strawberries, but they're wild strawberries.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to check, just to be like, okay, I don't want to eat something weird, but
I totally am that person where I like in my head, I'm like, oh, this is the plant, and then I would eat it, and be like, that is not the plant.
Oh no.
So I have this new app now. So yes, it was but it was really small. That's the other thing too. It wasn't like what I consider a normal size strawberry, but yeah, they were yummy and they were sweet. They were good.
We always used to say, because I'd find them when I was hiking out in the woods in Colorado, and it always kind of felt like it had all the flavor of a normal cultivated strawberry, like a grocery store strawberry, but condensed into a teeny tiny little bite. So it was just way more intensely flavored. And you just get the one little tiny mouthful, but it was just this sort of explosion of incredible flavor.
Good gusher.
Yeah, so those were really cool.
Yeah.
Yum.
Summer fruits, man, just
Good stuff.
the best time of year.
We do. So we have blueberry bushes out on the way to our mailbox. So anytime we go get mail, we're like grazing on the way there, grazing on the way back.
Do you compete for who gets to go check the mail every day? Like,
No,
therefore gets the blueberries?
we go
You go
together,
together.
but there is a
Okay.
bit of a race, you know, like, there's blueberries over there. Ha ha.
I got this.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Emerald, did you have a drink you wanted to show? Or
I do. So I made a peach pie inspired with chamomile tea kind of a drink. So it's a good one to end on because chamomile is good for nighttime and digestion. So it's a good nighttime drink. So basically, I made myself some chamomile tea like a couple hours ago. And in here, I put 1 tablespoon of honey and 1 tablespoon of orange juice concentrate. And then I'm just going to pour it. Oh, I need your help, though, because I don't know which cup I should use. I had too many cool cup choices. So this one's fun. This one's kind of rainbowy.
Ooh.
rainbow.
Yeah, I would
Rainbow?
vote
I
for the
vote for the
rainbow.
goblet.
I mean, I could do both. I could try to do both.
Could try to do both.
I don't know if I'll have enough chamomile tea. I only made 10 ounces, so
What does
Well,
your heart
the
tell you,
majority
Emerald?
seems to say the rainbow one. Honestly, I just
yeah.
like goblets because they're fun.
Goblets are fun, though. That's legit. But I think I have a good, and there's a special surprise on top, so I gotta leave room for that. So we're gonna do this one. I'm gonna take the spoon out, because otherwise, I'll pour it all over myself. And then I'll make some in a goblet later.
There you go.
So there's the tea, orange juice concentrate, and honey.
And then when you made the tea, was it you did like a hot brew tea?
did,
You didn't do like okay. And you just let it cool. Okay.
Yeah. It was just I actually used 2 tea bags in 10 ounces of hot water because I like a strong, because the rest of it's kind of sweet. So like the chamomile part kind of will balance that out. And then I have so the peach part is the simple syrup that I made, which is peach. So you can see it's actually kind of pinkish.
Oh, that's pretty.
Right? Yeah.
I love that.
If you'd like more of this pink color, here's some in a larger container. Oh boy!
I wish I liked peach flavor as much as I like the color of peach in drinks.
Well, this actually turned out nice because the peaches weren't very ripe, so it's a very light peach flavor.
That's good. That's a good way. Yeah.
Wait,
So
do you
I'm
have
just
a
gonna
peach tree?
add my simple syrup there.
Does Christina have a peach tree?
Oh, wait, what? No, I don't.
Oh, I thought she was freshly picking these peaches off her land or something. And I was like,
Oh
wait.
my gosh. No. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I was like, wait a minute, time out.
Then I just give it a little stir. Actually, I am going to put it in the goblet because it's not all the way full. Off-screen porridge. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's pretty.
And that is it. So it's just tea and the simple syrup, and then I'm going to add my ice cubes. Plop, plop, plop. And then this is where the peach pie inspired part came in, is because what would be fun on top of this? Just some whipped cream.
Yes.
Some whipped cream and some cloves and some cinnamon to top it off. So there's some whipped cream.
So cozy.
Yeah, it's fresh whipped cream too.
It is fresh whipped cream, and I use maple syrup in my whipped cream instead of sugar. It doesn't taste super mapley, but it tastes really good. Just kind of a lightly sweetened whipped cream.
You're making me miss fall.
I know. This is if you want the taste of a comforting beverage, but it's 80 plus degrees outside, get your chamomile tea, your citrus, your peach, put some cloves on there. Put some cinnamon on there. Synonym. And if you did make your peach simple syrup and you saved the peach slices, then you can just plop one of those on there too. And then you look super fancy.
Look at that garnish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to try this. You have like the full written out recipe with all the instructions? Because
I
I
don't
want to try this.
But I can write them up for you because this is an emerald invention. So
Nice. Ooh, emerald special.
It's that.
Ah, yes, enjoy that whipped cream for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
There
like
you
a Gandalf.
Yeah.
laugh. You almost have a beard.
there we go.
Yeah.
I was just trying to
Gandalf reference. Like,
handle my inner Gandalf. So
yeah.
You just do a whipped cream beard and you're like, you got it. You're fine.
yeah. That's good.
Oh man, we were great at making drinks, everybody.
We are great at making drinks. I loved all of these except for yours, Jen, because I didn't try it. But I'm sure if I did, I would love it.
I loved it. Yeah, exactly. I love the concept and watching and learning about it, and then later I will try it.
Yeah, and those
That's not
coasters
to do
were
it.
also delicious
Thank you.
for my eyes.
Do not eat the coasters. Turns out not
Yeah.
very good for you.
No, yeah. I have to make an edible version that's just like, they sell like ones that are like candy dishes. So I just have to figure out how you make like a totally edible version of this. I'm sure you can do it.
It's like
You could do it
soaps
out
that
of
look like
sugar.
cupcakes.
Probably would be sugar, yeah.
Honestly, like you can add color to hot sugar and you could cast it like that. It wouldn't be quite the same, I don't think, because I think it would melt it in the because you stack resin layers and the resin is a chemical curing process. You put another layer and it doesn't disrupt the bottom one.
Yeah.
But if you just even if you let your first layer of sugar, it's that's just a heat process. So you pour the next layer of hot sugar on the cooled crystal, it's still going to soften a little bit, but you'd actually probably get some really cool ombre effects that way.
Yeah, it would like kind of meld together in a cool way. That could
Exactly,
actually
yeah.
be maybe
Ooh,
that's
I want to
another
see this.
future
I
stream
want to
project.
see this
Yeah.
science experiment come to life.
I do too.
Yeah.
Maybe this should be the next Geek Girl thing that we all try to make a giant sugar coaster.
I feel like
And
it actually
chat-
would be easier than the resin on live stream.
I have a blowtorch I've been wanting to use, like a mini one for cooking. So I want to, yes.
Nice, yeah.
And like our scientist in chat, Do the Jump, is saying isomalt might work, which is it's a variation on a sugar, not a syrup, but a sugar crystal product. It's got a different ratio of sugars in it. And I've never tried it, but it would certainly have slightly different properties. And you honestly might like a mix of different kinds of sugars might work really well. So maybe you try something that's got more corn syrup in it and something that's got more just standard granulated sugar. Yeah. Isomalt, all kinds of
I'm curious now.
Ooh, GPC taffy pull. I'm there for it. Do the jump.
Yeah.
Sorry, just like catching up on that.
I'm down.
There's some
How does
great YouTube channels of like how to make like sugar rolled candies, like where you slice the candy and it's the little picture candies, that's what they're called. And that would be kind of fun to try someday.
Oh, that would be so cool. Oh, Apocalypsa says I made isomalt coral for a sea-themed Yule log. Oh, that's
Fancy.
so cool. Only got mild burns. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, sugar's bad like that. Sugar does not mess around.
I will need to see pictures of this Yule log, though.
Yeah.
If it looks
Pics
anything
or it
like
didn't happen.
Anything. We need to see pictures. That's amazing. All right. Is anyone else? Christina, you need to wrap up, right? Or are you all done?
Me?
Right? Yes, you.
Oh, I'm done. Yeah,
Okay,
there were
cool.
some coasters.
Double
Yeah.
checking. Is there anyone
Thank
else?
you.
I just didn't want to forget anybody.
Thank you. That is considerate. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I had fun as always with everyone here because they're amazing humans. And Thursday we're playing Overcooked 2 on the Geek Girl channel, and then next Tuesday we have
We have the poppin' candy food crafts.
Crafts.
the food crafts.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. So yeah. So please come back and join us. And don't forget, GeekGirlCon tickets are on sale for the real life con.
Yay! November 5th.
November 5th, yes.
Yay.
It should
Oh,
be
everybody.
very easy to remember that date. There's a whole poem about it and everything.
Remember,
No,
remember.
The 5th of
Remember?
November.
Mhm.
Can I get away? Okay. Can I do something involving gunpowder that won't get us thrown out of the convention center?
Oh,
I'm gonna
boy.
think
Nope,
about
don't
Look
it.
out
think
for
so.
that, folks.
You should
That's a
add
cliffhanger.
glitter to it, because if you add glitter to it,
Nobody can be mad at you if you
Not
have
for-
glitter in it.
Yeah.
If it's glittery, it's allowed.
nobody.
Okay. Glitter explosions. All right. I'll figure something out.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
I support this explosion.
Are we gonna raid anyone tonight? Raiding? Maybe. I'm not. I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Our silent
don't
voice from
know.
beyond could inform us.
Oh, cool. We're gonna raid Dark Shishishi.
The voices have told us we are raiding Dark Shishi.
Yeah.
This just in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holding our mic, yeah. Or our earpiece.
Yeah.
White Gandalf. The margarita spoon. So, well, they were on one of our Geek Girl shows.
They were on a panel we did, yeah.
Yep, they were
Yeah, for what was
Latina.
it?
Dia de
Yeah,
los
Dia de los
Devs.
Due-
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's right, yeah.
Yep, that was her. Yeah, that was them. So let's do it. Let's raid. Bye.
All right.
Yay!
Okay.
Thank you for
Cheers,
having us.
everybody.
Super fun every time.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Cheers.
Thanks for the drinks.